More beef, ladies and gentlemen, and this time it's between Joaquin Buckley and Israel Adesanya. Many people have been commenting in our comment section to cover this beef, so I'm here to serve. I'm here to oblige. And here we go, full breakdown of the Joaquin Buckley versus Israel Adesanya beef. Starting off, actually, I found this in the midst of making this video at least 2 years ago. I don't know. I don't remember exactly when Joaquin Buckley went on the Joe Rogan podcast, but maybe this is the true origin of this beef. So we're going to rewind the clock back when Joaquin Buckley was detailing how to beat Israel Adesanya if he were to fight him. So check this out, the beginnings, the origins of the beef. It all goes down to Joe Rogan.
But my thing is, if I was to fight Izzy, you got to put that pressure on, like Kevin Gastelum did, right? And now, of course, Izzy could have gotten better from that fight, which he more likely did. He certainly did, but still, you never seen him fight that type of fighter again. Right. You know, with Kevin Gastelum being in the southpaw, a shorter fighter, an inside fighter, as you know, putting pressure on him, he never fought that type of individual again. You know, and I feel like my striking and my stature fits like a Kevin Gastelum. You know, and I feel like my footwork is a little better than Kevin Gastelum as well. So I wouldn't just be going straight in. I would hit different angles on Izzy. That's how you beat Izzy, I feel like. Is taking it out of a kickboxing range, you know what I mean? Putting it in the boxing range and fighting inside, you know? And then guess what? Mixing in the takedowns, you know? But guess what? It's kind of hard to take down Izzy. But at the same time, like even with Robert Whitaker, a lot of people say he probably won that fight, but I feel like he didn't do enough though, you know?
All right, so this is the beginning of it. Now, he hasn't said anything bad. He's just talking generally about how to fight Izzy, how to beat him, how to be victorious against him. And this is back before I think Izzy lost the belt. So Izzy was still the champ. He was on top. And this is kind of the running theme with Joaquin Buckley. Just something to pay attention to. He's extremely confident. Some might say a tad, tiny bit delusional. I'm only saying that because of how confidently he spoke about beating Kamaru Usman, and we remember how that fight just went. Usman had a dominant performance against Joaquin Buckley. A lot of people thought Joaquin Buckley would definitely beat Usman. I think even the odds were in his favor. So Usman was favored to lose. Joaquin Buckley came up short in that fight. Usman showed that he still has everything. He's still the man. In fact, Anthony Smith has even said that he believes Usman got better, which is amazing. All right, now we're going to fast forward to during the Usman fight. Israel Adesanya was watching the fights and went on this rant, this tirade against Joaquin Buckley, really for no reason, honestly. And I think that's why Joaquin Buckley got so mad. But just understand, I don't think this was anything personal. And Izzy talks about this later on in a clip that I'm going to show you at the end when we get on Ariel's show. You know, when we talk about fighters that we love or we talk about fighters that we hate or whatever, it's not really anything personal as fans. I think because we don't really know the fighters, right? We might think we might not like them or whatnot, but we haven't actually met them. And why is that? Well, maybe, and Israel touches on this later, they remind us of somebody who is annoying. They remind us of somebody who's wronged us. They remind us of somebody who we like. So for those various reasons, we develop these conclusions, or maybe there's some from the same place we are from. We develop these conclusions without actually any good real understanding of the person or how we would get along with them or whatnot. So it's not personal. And I think what Izzy is doing here is just reacting to what he's seeing from Joaquin in interviews, from how he carries himself. Plus, he's fighting his boy. So he's going on this rant. And I think it has nothing to do with Joaquin Buckley whatsoever. But Joaquin ends up taking it very personally. But anyways, listen to this rant. I'm sure it's not nice to hear the former champ, such a huge star in the sport, just rip on you straight. But like, when I listen to it, that's how I view it. He doesn't mean it. He's not saying, I actually think Joaquin Buckley is a terrible person and he is bad or this or that. He's just saying he hates him like in a jokey way. Like he just finds him annoying and maybe because he reminds him of somebody who aggravates him. Check this out.
Use the word hate lightly, but I hate this nigga, bro.
It doesn't.
I hate this nigga, bro. Something about it just fucking annoys me. Hey, man, you know, we got to get this going, man. You mean like he's rapping to me. I'm like, he's just so fucking annoying. And at one point, I literally just walked away as he was talking. But fuck the dude. Maybe.
So what he's referring to, Joaquin Buckley, we'll talk about this in the next clip. I guess Joaquin Buckley went up to him at the PI Institute and was saying that he wanted to fight Izzy. And again, this is when they were really far apart in the rankings. Now, there's another clip that I'm going to show later on. Joaquin Buckley has a habit of doing this. I can't fault him though for it because it does make him an interesting fighter. He called out Conor McGregor. He was trying to get a fight with Darren Till at one point, which I'm going to show you guys in a second. He was trying to fight Izzy when that fight made no sense, but he just goes for it. So this is what he's talking about. Joaquin Buckley brought this up at the PI Institute, and probably Izzy was like, dude, you're coming at me with all this energy. You're not even ranked. I'm the champ. What are you talking about? And you just turned around and walked away.
Maybe I'm a hater, bro. Maybe I'm just a hater, bro. What are you saying? Let me go. I'm a hater, bro. Been sipping that haterade, man. Hateration. Put him on his ass. He almost uppercutted himself. Retire. Next. Come on, dog. Call a therapist right now, nigga. Help me. I'm a hater. I'm finally a hater. I understand it now.
He's just messing around. He doesn't mean it. He's not trying to be offensive, I don't think, in any way. Now, that being said, maybe if I was in Joaquin Buckley's shoes, that would be upsetting. This guy is super famous. He's just ripping on you for no reason. You never met the guy. So I can also kind of understand Joaquin Buckley's perspective, but he responds with a lot of anger. So now we go to Joaquin Buckley's response to Izzy going off on him and saying all these negative things.
But to say that you hate a motherfucker and you glad that they lost, you glad that they, you know what I'm saying, didn't achieve their dreams is wild to me, bro. Like, bro, why the fuck you mad at me? What the fuck I do to you?
In fairness to Izzy, it's probably just one of those things. You're fighting Usman and Izzy. It's obvious they're boys. It's very public. You know, they talk about each other almost as if they're brothers. So I think that's probably all it was. It just played into that. Maybe there's certain things about your personality that he doesn't like, but I don't think it was just from outside looking in. So I don't think there was anything personal there. It's probably a combination of all those factors. But anyways,
because I find it funny how you hating on me. You need to be hating the motherfucker that took your belt, and y'all know what I'm talking about. That nigga Izzy. He's trying to be funny. Like, he's trying to use his platform to talk shit on me. But that really just shows me the potential of my name and how big I'm becoming, right? Because if I was really small for real, he wouldn't say nothing to me.
That's fair. And I mean, you were fighting Usman. You're fighting the former champ. So, I mean, that is true. He wouldn't have even talked about you. You're 100% right.
Just like when I met his ass at the PI and I ran up on him and was like, hey, bro, I think we'd be a good ass fight. That nigga was quiet at the time. That nigga turned his back. I'm like, all right, nigga. That's how you really feel? But see, I'm man enough to come.
So again, and that's how he's interpreting it. You got to give credit to Joaquin Buckley. He doesn't care if it's like the Conor McGregor call out was borderline insane, but he did it and he's proud of it. He owns it. Goes out to challenge Izzy to a fight when it makes absolutely no sense. He owns it. Now, obviously, he's saying, all right, you just didn't want to fight. I mean, it just made no sense. Like the Conor McGregor call up made no sense. And some of the crazy calls, though, are starting to make a little bit more sense as he's winning. He beat Colby. He called out Usman. He got the fight, to his credit. So you can't totally hate on what Joaquin's doing because there's some element of it that is working. That being said, I'm going to show you another funny clip where he tries to do another crazy call out, and it just totally doesn't land. But this is what he does. He just takes shots that kind of don't make sense, but something is going in the right direction. Obviously, he's a good fighter. He's starting to win. He had a 6-fight win streak before he lost to Usman. So things are kind of starting to congeal and come together. But just want to point out that is a trend of Joaquin's.
To your face. Tell me how you feel to my face, though, bro. Instead of being like a hoe, you all underneath the covers and shit like, man, I hate that nigga. Sweet motherfucker. Because I don't know why you on my dick anyway. Because you done your thing. You been in your spot. I'm working towards mine. But you're the type of fighter, like I said before, that you ain't no real fighter. You want to be a little pretty boy. You know what I'm saying? I will give you a sample, but I don't like boy pussy.
That's the weirdest line. That's so creepy. But anyways, I understand. I understand the frustration to some extent, but I feel like he's taking it way too personal because I don't think Izzy even meant it like that whatsoever. And Izzy, it's brought up again on Ariel's show, and Izzy clarifies it. So it's like Joaquin is really taking it extremely personally, and I literally think it was a throwaway comment. Plus, he's fighting his boy Usman, these types of things. If anything, this is good publicity for Joaquin, so you should be happy. Maybe he's even playing into it. Who knows? I don't know.
And that's 100. You can get this work any given time, bro. I can give it to you. But I just hate fighters like you, man, because you want to downplay on somebody that's trying to work towards something. What you hating on me for? You done what you done. You did what you did. But look at another brother trying to make it up, and you want to clown him. Oh, but I forgot, nigga, you Chinese. You ain't another brother. The real African that runs that spot.
The rest of it, he's trying to rip on Izzy. He's like, what are you? Are you Australian? Are you from New Zealand? It kind of falls flat. I don't think it's that great of trash talk. But anyways, he's visibly upset and going back at Izzy. All right, cool. Now, a quick intermission. This is an old clip of Joaquin Buckley, just to show you, talking about that incident, the PI, where Izzy walked away. It's again, I think it's just because it's like so out of left field and so off base to be calling out Izzy at that point. That's probably what happened. And it's the same thing that happened here with Darren Till. So if you guys remember back in the day when Darren Till is backstage with Khamzat Chimaev, I don't remember. Oh yeah, this is for UFC 282. I can't remember who. I think it was Khamzat had a fight here. I'm not positive about that. But anyways, just to refresh your memory, this is another time where Joaquin, I mean, he sees something, he thinks it could be good for his career. He goes for it. He does not care. He's not shy. But obviously these guys kind of laugh because it just didn't make any sense. But check this out.
You want to fight in July?
July, let's fight in July.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go. London.
Yeah,
Don't say that.
You're gonna be ready.
I'm being ready.
Okay.
Let's get money. Let's get money, bro. All right. Appreciate it. Where's that guy?
So you hear Khamzat at the end, he goes, who is that guy? He's like, I have no idea. He just laughs. But this is what happens. So I don't even think he's being disrespectful there. Obviously, he legit didn't know who he was. They had a laugh about it. They moved on, and it's what it is. So I think some of the things that Joaquin Buckley gets clowned on about is just him being bold and brash and just not really giving an F. And I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's actually paying off. So it is what it is. People can say what they want to say, but Joaquin Buckley goes for it. Whether it's ridiculous at times, like the Conor McGregor call out, or even this call out with Darren Till, or, sometimes it's actually going to lead to positive things. He'll do it regardless, and it's working. It's paying dividends. He's up there. He's being talked about in the welterweight division. All right. Now we go to something that dropped today on Ariel Helwani's Vegas show. We have Izzy on the show, and Izzy and Ariel actually talk about Joaquin Buckley. Now, Joaquin Buckley has a problem with both of these guys, has a problem with Izzy, but he also has a problem with Ariel. I've made a video about that on the channel as well. I'm going to replay the clip where he talks about Ariel at the very end, but check this out. Now we're going to hear Izzy's response once again to the Joaquin Buckley beef, and I think he explains it pretty well.
Yeah. By the way, shout out to Joaquin Buckley too.
Yeah. Oh,
Yo,
that's what I heard.
On.
Okay, I was just being a hater, bro.
Yeah.
I'm being a hater. Don't do. If he's gonna take this now and
No,
like
he
run
hates
with
me.
it.
He hates me.
What?
Yes.
What did you do?
He hates me.
What did
He
you?
said that I was a hater.
No, I openly said I'm a hater.
I know.
I'm a hater, bro.
You know
That's what
what's
it
funny
is.
about
I
it
understand it now. Hey,
It was funny. You were sitting.
Hate the farmer that took your belt. He's talking about Drix Duplessis. Stand on business about. Okay. So again, that's the part of the clip that I didn't play. All right, let's keep listening.
understand it now.
And you were just like, we just got it. You're sitting there, you're watching the classic Sunday morning, you watching the fights or Volk watching the fights, and you're just like, I don't like this guy.
And
that's how we all watch fights.
Yeah, no, but I'm just real. I don't because some people will look for a reason. Like for me, I don't like him because they just can't say I don't like him because maybe I remind them of someone or whatever. But some people just rub me off the wrong way, and for me, I was just like, I just don't like this guy because every time I've interacted with him,
Your
I've tried to be
imitation
cool.
of him was funny.
No, yeah, because that's what it was. I'm like, bro, I'm trying to have a real conversation. And there was no cameras around, I believe, but maybe that's just him. And sometimes that's fine. Some energies don't mix. Even he was talking shit. I heard, Volk was saying to me, he was talking shit about Jack Della. I'm like, you're talking shit to Jack Della.
Yeah.
And something, I don't know, he imitated something about his wife or some skit he tried to do. I don't know. But I'm like, bro, that's Jack Della. He doesn't fucking bother anybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't hate the guy. I say hate loosely. I just don't fuck with him.
And I think that's exactly it. It was nothing personal. That's what I'm trying to say. He explains it here. I believe him 100% because that's what it seemed like at the time. He was having a laugh. He was joking around, and Joaquin Buckley got really offended. But I think it was just like stupid trash talking with your friends, but it happened to be on camera. Anyways, That's what happened. Joaquin Buckley got upset. He responded, and that's how this whole thing evolved. Now, was Joaquin Buckley leaning into it to stir some stuff up and get people talking? I don't know. I actually think he was legitimately pissed off, legitimately annoyed. But whatever it is, I mean, after the Usman loss, this is getting his name back in the headlines. So I do think it's net positive. All right, we're just going to finish off this little interaction.
That's fine. You know.
Now he's trying to get a fight with you.
I don't see the shit. I got sent the response screenshot of the farmer took your belt. So you a Chinaman, whatever. I'm like, nigga, I had a belt.
Yeah.
Even if he gets a belt, my career would fucking wash his forever, 10 times over. No matter what. I don't think he'll ever touch one, but still. Doesn't matter. Like, bro, he has a cool knockout. I fucking love that knockout he had. But the guy became a millionaire.
Yeah.
And he ain't. Nah, jokes. Come on, Israel. I'm a hater, bro.
Stop.
I'm a hater, bro. I'm a hater. I understand it now. See the kids rage baiting and the trolls. I understand it now. I'm starting to understand how being a hater. I don't like it. I'm joking when I say I'm a hater, obviously, but yeah, I just whatever, man. He's gonna take this now and dissect it on his YouTube.
Oh, you're gonna get a 30-minute breakdown.
Oh, bro, let's go.
There's 2 guys in the game that do this.
Yeah,
you know the other one is.
Who?
If I even say Jamal Hill's name, there'll be 9 videos on his YouTube channel.
You guys don't
just doesn't like me.
Again, sometimes energies don't mix.
Yeah.
Have you guys met in real life?
Not in real life, but he's been on the show all good, and then one day he just switched on me. Yeah.
Brother, I told you, it's better in real life.
I know.
You can feel the energy. You can humanize someone, and not just someone on the screen. And then eventually, you guys will be fine. You just gotta sit down and have a talk.
I know. I don't have anything against the guy.
Yeah, but again, it's just we're fighters. We're emotional. We're very sensitive about our art.
I get it.
And yeah, you guys are critical, and that's fine, you know. And
I don't think I'm not that critical.
No, I say you guys generally speaking.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you ever been mad at me for something?
Nah. Yeah. I don't think I've ever been mad at you. I'm trying to think. Oh no, the only time was I didn't get mad, but I was kind of like, hey, you asked me, Israel, are you on steroids? And I was like,
did I say that? No,
after the Costa fight, Israel, are you on steroids?
Did I say it like that?
Yeah, like it was in a joking way, and I was just like, this is me in lockdown, quarantine at the time.
Yes.
And I'm even like. Okay. I was like, no. But I was thinking to myself, that's a serious question. But that was the only time I was just like, Ariel.
Oh, that's why you stopped talking to me for a bit.
Come on, man. I never.
Okay. So, anyways, the reason why I wanted to extend that last clip is because they go into this whole conversation where I thought Ariel was talking about Joaquin Buckley, but now I'm wondering if he's talking about Jamal Hill because he's like, oh, yeah. He's like, why doesn't he like you? He's like, I don't know. He just doesn't like me. He doesn't, I don't know what it is. I'm ending on this on a little bit of an offshoot, a little bit of a tangent, but he does this all the time. He's acting as if, they just don't like me. I don't understand. What did I do to him? I didn't do anything. Like he'll play this role. And I got one last clip to play for you guys just to show that it's not just all made up, that it's not just like, these people have a problem with me and I don't understand. I'm just doing my job. You've never been mad at me, right? Like this whole act. But in this video, which I have shown before in a previous video on this channel, Joaquin Buckley lays it out. It's not for no reason. If he was talking about Joaquin, I don't know if he's talking about Joaquin or Jamal Hill, but whatever. It's this constant game of, I have no idea what's going on. This is why Joaquin Buckley lays it out exactly, specifically what his issue is with Ariel. And I think it's fair.
Me being honest and me being open, like, bro, you trying to use us as a weapon against the UFC. Now, if you got true respect for us, right, you're not going to set us up. You're not gonna put us up against the wall, whatever. Well, like first off, if you come to me and ask me if we can, is it okay to talk? It's one thing, but to put me on blast while we on live, and now I gotta think on time. Like, now is this good to talk about? Is it not good to talk about? Like, those are the type of things that I don't like, right? Because it will affect you in your business and your relationship with the company that you work for, right? Regardless, wrong or right. Regardless,
I mean, look how I just asked you about your contract. I feel like I asked that probably how you're talking about, right? But Ariel would be like, how many fights contract did you just sign?
And he gonna keep digging. He gonna try to keep digging. As I say, let's move on. Like we move on. He gonna keep going. He hits you with 5 more questions, go back straight to it.
Right.
It's like a police interrogation almost. Look, Ariel will deny this to his dying day and will never admit any sort of wrongdoing or nefarious tactics or whatnot in the interviews. But everybody sees it. People call it out. And Joaquin Buckley, I think, is pointed out fairly so. And that's why also, to some extent, why Ariel has great interviews. I actually don't think he needs the sneaky bits. I think the things that make him a phenomenal interviewer is he doesn't speak too much. He asks really smart questions. He knows when to stay silent and let fighters continue to talk. But I think that the things that he likes to ask about a bit more sensitive topics, he will just like throw the questions out almost to some extent like a police interrogation to catch people a little bit off guard. So maybe they might say something that could, I've talked about this before, that could get them in trouble potentially, or could create some issues with the UFC. Now, when Joaquin says he used them as a weapon against the UFC, I don't think it's that explicit where he's trying to go after the UFC or try to injure them per se, but he'll definitely, he enjoys being critical of the UFC, I think, just because of the relationship and all the things that have happened to him via Dana White, via the UFC, etc. So he's happy to throw some jabs back, some shots at them, and will sometimes use fighters to do so. And yeah, it could harm a fighter's career. It could damage the relationship with the UFC. And I think Joaquin is calling it out correctly. I've seen it. I've watched Ariel's show for years and years. Big fan of Ariel. Does the best interviews in the game. You know, this is just reality. This is part of his thing. This is part of the way he operates. That being said, that ties it all together. That was a little offshoot and just an aside, but I had to back up Joaquin here because I feel like Ariel's just saying, hey, yeah, he likes me. I don't understand why. I don't get it. It's totally crazy. Almost because it makes him seem crazy. It makes, it makes Joaquin Buckley seem crazy. It makes Jamal Hill seem crazy for them just not liking Ariel because the way he explains is as if like, yeah, it makes no sense. They're completely insane for disliking me. I've done nothing wrong, but that's not the reality. I think their reasons are valid. And at the same time, Ariel can keep doing what he's doing too, because obviously, despite those little ways that he likes to sneak questions in and maybe catch people off guard, he's got loads of fighters that continue to come on his show. So I guess it's working for him. It is what it is. That's the end of the video. There's your Joaquin Buckley, Israel Adesanya breakdown of the beef that you guys have been requesting. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thank you guys so much for joining. We'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.